They say the Kardashians never miss a reason to celebrate, but this week Kris Jenner proved she can outdo even herself. Just days after turning 70, in a lavish James Bond-themed bash hosted at Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's mansion, the world's most famous momager barely had time to take off her diamond before celebrating again. Because the very next day, it wasn't about her. It was about the man who's quietly stood beside her for over a decade, Corey Gamble, turning 45. And while most of the world saw the glitz, the champagne, and the over-the-top party photos, what really caught fans' attention wasn't just another Kardashian celebration. It was the message Kris posted to Corey, calling him her rock, her ride or die, and the most incredible partner. It sounded like pure love, but for a couple that's faced constant rumors, awkward public moments, and endless speculation about where things are headed, that post might have said more than most people realized. Because behind those birthday tributes and glossy photos lies a story that's far more complex and maybe even more surprising than the internet thinks. Before Corey Gamble became a familiar face on the Kardashians, he was just a quietly successful music industry insider. Back in August 2014, Kris met Corey at a party in Ibiza hosted by fashion designer Riccardo Tisci, the same night Justin Bieber and Kanye West were there. Corey, who was then working as a tour manager for Scooter Braun's label, wasn't exactly the kind of man people expected Kris to fall for. At the time, Kris had only recently separated from Caitlyn Jenner, and the idea of her dating a man 25 years younger quickly became headline material. But Kris didn't seem to care. What started as a casual flirtation soon turned into something real and very visible. Within months, the two were spotted traveling together, attending fashion events, and sitting courtside at NBA games. Fans were skeptical. Was Corey just another fling in Kris's glamorous post-divorce chapter, or was there more to the story? Even some of Kris's own family members weren't sure at first. Khloe once joked on the show that nobody really knew what Corey did for a living. But Corey never seemed bothered by the chatter. He kept his cool, stayed out of the drama, and quietly earned Kris's trust. And while many relationships in Hollywood burn fast and fade quickly, this one didn't. By the time 2016 rolled around, the couple was inseparable, traveling from Paris to Palm Springs, always side by side. For Kris, who had spent most of her adult life managing everyone else's careers and crises, Corey brought something surprisingly rare, calm. But even as their connection deepened, whispers about the age gap and the real power dynamics between them never stopped, and that tension would follow them for years to come. Fast forward a decade, and Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble have become one of Hollywood's most unexpected long-term couples. What began as a headline-making fling has quietly evolved into a genuine partnership, one that even Kris herself admits she never saw coming. On a recent episode of The Kardashians, Kris smiled as she called Corey her forever date. After 2 marriages, 6 kids, and decades in the spotlight, she confessed she never thought she'd find that kind of steady love again. Yet here he is, always in the background, always at her side, from Met Gala carpets to family vacations in Italy. So what's the secret to their staying power? According to Kris, it's simple. Corey lets her be her. He's not trying to manage her empire or compete with her fame, he just supports it. And for someone who spent her life as the boss, that kind of quiet loyalty goes a long way. But Corey isn't just a +1. Behind the scenes, he's said to play a bigger role than most people realize. From helping manage household logistics to offering level-headed advice when family drama hits the tabloids, Corey has become Kris's stabilizer, the calm in a family that thrives on chaos. But still, not everyone's convinced. Some critics claim Corey keeps a low profile because he has to, that being around such a powerful family means constantly walking a fine line. Even Kim once hinted that Kris and Corey's relationship seemed mysterious, while Khloe questioned whether they were too private. But if the goal is peace over publicity, Corey seems to have mastered it. The two move in sync, rarely addressing the noise around them. To outsiders, it's a relationship that somehow works, even if nobody quite understands how. Yet despite the appearance of perfect balance, a few cracks have shown through the polished exterior, and fans have started to notice. Because while Kris and Corey may appear rock solid on Instagram, the real story might not be as smooth as it seems.